A quick look at charts. Apply the Style 3 Quick Style. So we click on the chart. We see the data on which the chart feeds, as I put it. We talked about Excel selecting the range automatically based on the largest number read from the data here. So 50,000 is based on this value. This is on the value axis. This is Y. On the x-axis, which is the category axis, we see the months around which these data are clustered. Okay, so the types of sales: a monthly sale, an annual sale, and special sale, they went into the legend here. So if you follow advertisement, you can hear all kinds of sales announced practically every week. So in January, you can have a January monthly sale. Then you can hear our annual January sale and then special sale. Anyway, they ended up here in the legend. Okay. Also, you remember that when you click on the object, such as this chart, a contextual tab, in this case called Chart Tools, will be displayed until you're finished working with the chart. So Style 3, Quick Style is simply Style 3. Style 1, Style 2, Style 3. You can also find it here under Styles 1, 2, and 3. We have selected that one, and now apply the Color 3 color schemes from the Colorful section. Click on the chart again, and this is Chart Quick Colors. Over here, Colorful can be found here along with Monochromatic. So number 3, you just have to count. So Colorful is here, 1, 2, and 3. And this is it for this exercise. We can also see the table right under the chart by turning on and off the chart elements data table. You turn this on, it'll show underneath the chart. You can turn it off. Chart title can be turned on and off, and both X's can be turned on and off. You can also do this individually for Y and for X and Y, both value and category. And the data labels, they could be displayed or turned off. You could be asked to add a trend line to your chart. So here you remember how the columns were clustered. You click on trend line, it'll ask you which data to use for displaying the trend. The data for the monthly sales, for annual sales, or for special sales. Let's click on annual. And that's the trend line for the annual sales. Next, we'll look at the change chart type button. We talked about this in class. Simply carefully read your options, and we can have, let's say, stacked column chart displayed instead of clustered column. Just click OK and see the change. So this is the button to remember. That's all that matters. Is under the Chart Tools contextual tab, and the sub tab is Design. If you're asked to filter the chart, don't forget to click the Apply button. I'm not sure you see it here. Let's see. It's right over here, the Apply button. Okay, so we're gonna filter it for January, annual sales, and click apply. Okay, this is the result of filtration. Next, you might be asked to add series to your chart, so you'll have to increase the amount of data that on which the chart feeds. So to insert a series, let's free up a row here. You remember that by default, when you click insert for the rows, the new row will be inserted above the selected row. Let's call it the VIP sale. And copy some numbers from here and change them a little bit. Oh, it's reading from a different sheet. We'll just do something like this. And something like, let's create an outlier here. Okay. So then you'll need to select data. So for this new data series to be added, we'll need to use a dialog box, which has several features here. We're going to use this add button. But before we do that, let's look at the present data range. So this arrow will allow you to reselect the entire table here, which we're not going to do just yet, because this exercise is meant to show you how to use this button. So click add series name. You'll have to give this name to Excel. Then series values. You have to click on that arrow, click here, click again, and then click OK. Now you see how this button has added a new series, a new data series to the graph. Okay, for now we'll leave this button alone. Let's see what happened here. So now you see when the chart is selected, you can tell it's feeding a lot more data than before. And its appearance has changed because we have added a fourth type of a monthly sale here. So let's go back to select data. Okay, we can also use this button and just grab everything as it has already done. And it'll produce the same effect. But we can also go back to what we had in the beginning and just use 3 of the 4 available types of sales. And you see the chart going back to its original shape. So you already know what to do to add the 4th one, the type, click on it, and then the series. That's the addition. Okay. Next. As I said in class, I've yet to see too many dictionaries that you have compiled. So the time now is to tell you to use someone else's work. Google this, Excel glossary, and be sure to click on the link which looks like this, support.office.com and everything else. You don't need to see the whole string, you'll recognize this immediately. Okay, data points. So we'll briefly talk about highlighting a data point for the purposes of presentation. And it's important to once again see that individual data points, a group of those, will comprise a data series we have just talked about. And in a second, we'll review how to highlight a data point which you think is necessary for the audience to see. This is usually done for PowerPoint presentations and reports. We always talk about reports. Okay. So if you click, let's say, on the same outlier I just talked about once, okay, you see that the entire data series is selected. So if you'd like to highlight this column, you'll have to click on it a second time. Okay, so this column is part of the chart. Once again, that click will bring up the Chart Tools contextual tab. This time we want to see the formatting options, that is, changing the colors and everything else. Let's say you'd like to make it light blue. Okay. You can also give it an outline. Let's make it dark red. No, let's make it red. Okay. So it's not creating much of a contrast. So let's add some weight to it. Let's make it more visible with 2¼ point weight, something like this. You can also use some pre-designed shape styles. That is, they have a fill color and an outline already built in. So something like this, for example. Maybe this. Okay. They're numbered too, by the way. Orange, comma, accent too. So hover over these just to familiarize yourself with what you may be asked to select. Usually the instructions clearly tell you what to select. Once again, try to remember which part of this chart is the chart area and which part is the plot area. So you may be asked to format the chart area. Right click. So you'll see this is chart area. So if you want to have the fill covering the entire creation that you created, so it'll include the plot area. If you're asked to work on the plot area only, then the fill, for example, will only include the plot area, and the chart area will remain white. So I think this is enough of a review. Then try to play with all these options here. They take some time to really reveal their options. And don't forget the scroll bar. A lot of important things which are in the tasks you have to perform, they are frequently found on the bottom of the selection here.